Yeah. I'm just gonna say one thing right now before I even get started. Let me take care of business first before I get started. Please subscribe to Frankly Give a Damn. We appreciate you. Yeah, comment below. You know what it is. Hopefully you're getting to know me. You know, I told you we're building a relationship right here. And I had to put on, my fight services change. Just so you know it's real. This does not come from Canal Street. Respect to everybody on Canal Street.
Got it.
Facts. Yeah, as I said, I have a company called Fight Services. So when I'm feeling like my predictions and the things I've been saying for a long time are doing what they're supposed to do in the fight game, I throw my chains on. You know what I mean? You know why? Because honestly, even when I go to fights now and work fights, sometimes I don't even put my chains on. I gotta always remember, Rhett, bring your chains. But today I want to put my chains on because I told y'all Terence Crawford was never gonna lose a fight. Now we don't know if this is gonna be the end of his career. He definitely said he's looking at going down to 160. This guy's a problem. There are certain people that I know, from my little intimate abilities to be around them, pause. And when I say that, what I mean is I've been in Terence Crawford's gym. I interviewed him before early in his career. I saw his whole same team, Bo Mack, Red Spike, all of these guys, right? I watched these guys up close and personal. Terence Crawford is just like Floyd Mayweather in the sense that he's watching everybody watching him. And he said that at the press conference. He said, number one, I told y'all I was going to make this happen. 3 weight class undisputed. First in history. Came in as the B-side. Came in as the underdog on paper. Walked out with all the jewelry. Came in with no jewelry in the super middleweight division. Came in with no jewelry in the super middleweight division. Walked out all the jewelry in the super middleweight division. Allegiant Stadium where the Las Vegas Raiders play. 70,000 they said sold out. On Netflix. Took the shorts on the purse. $10 million. I was texting my man, Tommy. Shout out to my man, Tommy Rogati. I was like, yo, Tommy, he's getting $10 million and Canelo's getting like $150. Tommy said, what? How is this income disparity possible? I said, because Terence is chasing greatness. Canelo already signed a deal with Turkey Al-Shish, His Excellency. Turkey, the whole night, pause, by the way, I was saying, I'm going to meet you, sir. Fight Services, you need to ask about me, Turkey. Everything was looking good, but I seen some little things that could be changed up. Holla at your boy, Fight Services. We outside. Holla at me and Ira Glass for the production. But y'all was looking good. I'm not taking that away from you. Shout out to all my people, my man Mike, Nick Villani, all the cameramen, my man Joe Farbstein, who was the lead stage manager on the ring apron. I see it all. You gotta say these are my peoples. I'm part of this. But Turkey, you need to holla at your boy. But Terence Crawford told all of y'all, I knew I was going to win. Bud said, all of y'all who doubted me, this is for y'all, and this was for me. I proved to myself what I already knew, that I'm the best, and I shut the doubters down that thought I wasn't the best. What more can you ask for? This guy, this is everything right here. Facts. This is everything right here. I respect the hell out of Terence Crawford. I already knew that Terence Crawford was going to be one of them ones. I even thought pretty early he could be the one. Right now, he's the one. You can't take nothing away from him. He's done what nobody's done in this era. 3-time undisputed, right? Again, I think it's just him and Clarissa Shields. I think it's just him and Clarissa Shields. And he did his goddamn thing. Okay, Clarissa Shields has been undisputed champion 4 times. My bad. 4 times, becoming the first boxer in history to achieve this in 4 different weight classes. Let me get it right, because Clarissa don't be playing no games. Clarissa, my bad. I did not mean to mess up your situation. 4 times with Clarissa. All right? 4 times with Clarissa. She is the GOAT for real. She's the GOAT for real. And Terence is the GOAT. Terence is the GOAT. Terence Crawford became an undisputed champion at 140 pounds, which is junior welterweight. He became undisputed at welterweight, which is 147, unifying the junior welterweight, and super middleweight titles, becoming undisputed at 147. And now he's a super middleweight undisputed champion. He's beat everybody. Terence Crawford at this point has had probably the best career ever. The only person that got something over him is the fact that Andre Ward got a gold medal. Like, Andre Ward is like LL Cool J, right? When I say that, what I mean is Andre Ward did every benchmark you're supposed to meet in succession. Gold medal, championship, bop, 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 bop. All that. Terence Crawford does not have an Olympic gold medal, although he competed in amateur and professional boxing, but he fell short of making the 2008 U.S. Olympic team, losing to Saddam Ali in the bid for his spot. He did get a 2006 national gold medal at the blue and gold national championships, but it doesn't matter. As a pro, he's done it all. You got to love, see, when you're recognizing greatness, you got to understand what greatness is. And I'm going to tell you guys something. For everybody who stayed up late on the East Coast to watch that fight, which if you're watching it all the way through the press, when him talking to the commentators at the end, I didn't turn the thing off until 3 in the morning East Coast time, which is 12 a.m. on the West. I miss living on the West, by the way, in situations like this, because I know everybody went out to the club, whereas over here, we're like, God damn, I gotta get up for church and whatever in the morning, right? For me to gym in the morning. But Terence Crawford has now laid a new blueprint of what's possible. Shout out to Kevin Garnett. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Straight out of Omaha. And this is for everybody that be talking ish from Belly with Rico eating the banana. I don't like that shit. I'm going to drop a dime on them. Yeah. I've been to Omaha a few times. And let me tell you something. When I said that to guys in Omaha, like, we all think about that, they was not happy. Stop playing with Omaha, B. Shout out to my man Houston Alexander. Showed me a good time in Omaha, man. Y'all get down out there. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all don't know nothing about the Midwest, the mountains, all that. Shout out to Omaha, Nebraska. They get it cracking. Word. That whole mountain area, B. Nebraska, Colorado, all that. Those are my Utah. Everybody over there is my peoples, man. I'm good with all that over there. Arizona, all that. I've been around, man. Like, I know what's shaking all over. You know what I mean? Terence Crawford came in the game with a huge chip on the shoulder. And he said, and we're going to listen to his words because I'm going to play his press conference. He told y'all what he came here to do. All he wanted to do was show you that you was slipping and sleeping on him, man. There was nothing else happening here. Nothing else was happening here. Some people have a chip on their shoulder so large competitively, Michael Jordan, Terence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, that they're not here playing games that you're playing. They're playing told you so games, and they're taking it the long way. This was a long game for him. He almost couldn't fight Errol Spence. He says that. He almost didn't get the fight with Canelo. Shout out to Turkey Al-Shish. Putting the bread up, making anything possible. And now he did what he told y'all he was going to do. Now, to Antonio Tarver's point last night, he should, like Mark Krieger, sometimes you should just be quiet, be respectfully. I like your work, man, but relax. You want to say it's a perfect swan song, and maybe it is. That sounds more like what Andre Ward did, right? I'm done. Cool. Everybody picks their own time. Like Sean Porter, when he was done, it came out of nowhere. Everybody feels like how they feel. Terence Crawford is looking like he's trying to defy time. He's trying to be this generation's B-Hop. Who knows? He said, I might go to 160. He's smiling. I got to talk to my team. My birthday's in 2 weeks. But he's looking like he want to get right back at it because I think this is what he does. This is what he does. He's like, y'all taking me out the game premature. Relax. I'm not going up. I might just come back down. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, y'all keep talking about, because I know what y'all going to do next, and he called it too. You're about to get at him about Jerron Boots Ennis. He's not interested in Boots, man. Leave it alone. He don't want Boots. He don't want Boots. It's okay, man. He doesn't need Boots for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a fact. And I respect Boots. Boots helped train Canelo for this fight. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Yeah. Yeah. So he's talking about going to 160, middleweight. Now, I surmise what he's going to do here. Because, you know, Terence is petty. He's like the Cameron of boxing, too. I'm going to do a lot of comparisons with Terence because he's comparable in so many different things. Yeah. He might mess around and just try to go get the Charlo right quick. At a catchweight. I mean, not even a catch, but at 160. He might just go try to go get Jamal. He might try to go get Jamal Charlo. I ain't gonna lie. He sounded like he just want to get that off his chest right quick. You know what I mean? And just wipe that division out. Right quick. Go match Clarissa. Get 4 undisputeds, right? He just seems like he would. Terence is like you just look at this guy. He's not here for the games. Middleweight boxing champions. A bunch of names we don't know, but one we do. Erislandy Lara, Carlos Adamez. We know him. A lot of you casuals don't know Janibek Alim Kanuli. See, these are those kind of guys, if he fights them, they're going to be like, he ain't fighting nobody. Terence Crawford has nothing to prove, yo. Terence Crawford has nothing to prove. Jerron Ennis has the WBA welterweight title. Terence Crawford could care less. Terence Crawford could care less. I want to go into his press conference because I feel like he was just speaking with his whole chest. And you got to respect this, man. You got to respect everything about this. Terence Crawford in his own words.
Terence, congratulations. Magnificent performance tonight. Seemed like the first 3 rounds you were trying to just figure them out. Was that the game plan and start turning it up maybe in round 4?
Well, the first 3 rounds, I felt like I was in control. I think he was trying to figure me out.
Did you feel that you were...
I agree, by the way. So shout out to Skipper Kelp. Skipper Kelp did the Harold Letterman scorecard, unofficial scorecard last night. He did a great job. Skip has always been a good dude. I remember him from working at the UFC. Good friend of Dana White, so it made sense to see him there. A lot of UFC guys or guys that have been close to Dana White for his career was there last night working in key positions. I peeped that. So shout out to Skipper Kelp because he's a boxing savant. He got a lot of knowledge and a hell of a guy as well, hell of a man. Pause. He called it early. He saw Crawford winning the first 2-3 rounds. He called it early. I agreed. What I saw was what we thought, right? And Skipper called that earlier too. Power versus precision. And it didn't, normally, this is one thing I'm going to say about Terence Crawford that's amazing about him from when we saw last night. He normally takes a little longer to get going, right? Like, he likes to figure you out, measure you up. He kind of figured boy out pretty quick, which says everything about his studying. He's been watching this guy for 2 years. 2 years, Canelo Alvarez, that is. And Terence Crawford, I think, figured out, okay, this is how he's going to do this. He's going to do that. We know he likes to hook wide on the left to the body, Mexican style, come in with the head, try to get in close. And Terence made it a fight where he kept angling out and then controlling it. And where Canelo was trying to control the pace and be the ring general, Terence was the ring general, and it was confusing Canelo because he thought he could just overpower Terence into submission and then just start breaking him down, hitting his body, and eventually take the head out, pause. But unfortunately for Canelo, Terence Crawford also had a game plan, and it was to stay mobile. He was extremely mobile And it threw Canelo off because Canelo couldn't figure out how to truly get inside. He had some touches. Don't get me wrong. Canelo had some real touches, but it wasn't phasing Crawford. And I think for Canelo, after knocking a lot of fools out, it was kind of like, yo, he's not afraid of me. See, that's the biggest thing you got to remember with boxing. Fear factor, right? It makes the punches feel a little harder. Now, don't get me twisted. I've only sparred somebody official one time, which is Sean Porter, and he took it easy on me except for one round. Sean, I'm never going to forget that. You hit me right here in the breadbasket, God. But what I knew was that I couldn't find Sean. And his footwork was so good that I was just like, God damn, where'd you go? Where'd you go? These are all facts. So Terence did the same thing for Canelo, and I think Canelo's so used to overpowering his opponents, it was kind of like, damn, I don't really know what I got myself into.
Frustrating him. He tried to lift you up. He headbutted you. Were you sensing that you were frustrating him?
Of course, you know, he was a little frustrated in there, but.
Can we first of all just always remember that the best thing about Terence Crawford is the fact that he is super confident at all times. Like, whatever you're thinking that he's going to say, there's like limited humility there because his confidence is completely related to the fact that he game plans strongly and he goes in and executes. And in his mind, this is how you know he's really a savant and takes boxing extremely serious, because not only did he execute with precision, he's answering the questions as if these were predetermined outcomes.
That's part of the game.
And last question is, I know it's right after the fight. Have you feel yet the significance of this win and what it means in your legacy and your career?
To be honest, when I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me, you know? But for me, I knew I could do it, and I believed that I could do it. I just needed the opportunity.
See that right there? That's everything you need to know about why he won last night and why he's never going to lose a fight. I said this a long time ago about Floyd. I said this about Andre Ward, even though I'm going to admit, when he fought Sergey Kovalev, I was a little on the fence. I was like, oh, man, Kovalev might be a bit of a stretch, bro, because I wanted him to fight Triple G, Andre Ward. But when he fought, when Terence started fighting, I knew Terence was going to be one of those guys, one of those dogs, and he's completely proven that.
Terence, when did you know that you were going to beat him? Over here on your left.
When he signed the contract.
Woo! See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. When he signed the contract. When he signed the contract. Terence, when did you know you were going to beat Canelo? When he signed the contract. Big Fight Services Energy, big Team SF, big, big, big. You hear what this man is? When you're chasing greatness, there's no room for error. When you're chasing greatness, there is no room for error. Y'all don't know nothing, man.
He seemed to focus mostly on body punches, and you were hitting him in the head a lot. Was it your reach that gave you the advantage?
It was everything. You know, he wasn't hitting the body or anything. He was hitting my elbow because I was blocking it. But, you know, I think I was the better man tonight.
What was that moment where you were pushed aside by the ring, and they suspended they called the timeout for a second, and then started the fight again in the middle. I think it was the seventh inning.
Well, I got headbutted.
He said seventh inning. It's a round, baby. But I get it. Yo, in those moments, I've been to a lot of press conferences. In those moments, it's a lot of people. It's hype. You're waiting to get the microphone. You're hoping to get the microphone because the publicist, shout out to Julie Goldsticker, if she's still with Terence. I think she is. You got to get the publicist's attention, hope to get in the queue. That's a line for the press, to answer your question or ask your question. So I get it, boss.
I got cut. I got to go get stitches. You didn't see it?
No.
Yeah, see, Terence,
yeah.
he don't like, one thing you got to love about Terence Crawford, he doesn't like the media. I'm going to tell y'all some real stuff, man. It's like I have a dual perspective in the fight world, right? Because I work back of house. I'm part of the promotions and productions for a lot of places, as well as I've done the media thing. So what I know is that a lot of journalists are not privy to the realities of inside the locker room, what it's like being a fighter, what it's like being around a camp or a gym outside of taking notes, asking questions. I've been there to help them, picked up the wife and the child, took them to the hospital to get the husband, the whole night. I know all about it, from the front to the back, not just the bread and the lights and the cameras and the action. And one of the reasons why I don't do as much media coverage around fighting is because of this. Because I'm not one of these guys that likes to sit around and ask obvious questions to fighters who are ready to go have fun or eat or kick it with their family, right? And all of that kind of stuff. Or fight for the microphone to get my one question in to let you know that I have a brain. Sometimes it gets overdone, right? Shout out to all my people in the BWAA, Boxing Writers Association of America. I love y'all. We outside. But I started noticing, you know what I'm saying, at this point in time, just like every other game has changed up. Yeah, because you got a lot of fools in the room that all they're doing is agitating the fighter. If you don't really have a good question for this person, if you haven't dug deep, a guy like Terence Crawford who already has a chip on his shoulder with the media thinking you don't believe, he's going to be truncated with you. He's going to be like, you know what, whatever. He's going to blow you off casually, and you're going to have to come with your A game, respectfully, which I always did. But I started noticing there's more of these kind of guys asking questions. Respect to that guy, I don't know you, sir. But it's more of these guys asking questions that irritate versus guys that stimulate in the conversation.
Yeah, he headbutted me. So I got to go get stitches after this.
Hey, bud, straight back, right here.
Shout out to
What's
Dan
up, Dan?
Raphael.
Congratulations on the victory. I want to ask you a little bit about the history that you made tonight, and I want your opinion on which means the most to you. You became a 5-division world champion. You became the 3rd, 4-division lineal champion with Mayweather and Pacquiao. You became a 3-time undisputed champion, the first ever in the 2, 3, or 4 belt era. And you became the 2nd undisputed champion in 3 weight classes when there was only 1 champion back in 1938 with Henry Armstrong. That's a lot of stuff.
You hear that? You hear that?
Which do you think means
All
the
of
most?
it.
And
All of it. It all goes hand in hand.
can you describe what it all means to you to have? You just made like a whole resume of stuff tonight.
It means a lot to me because, you know, anybody can be a nobody, like I said, you know, and that's all they say I've been fighting is nobodies. So what can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
And say congratulations.
That's it. What can you say?
See, I don't know who in the media he's pointing to. You see, he just gave somebody the bird. Terence is not forgetting names, faces, media outlets. See, this is what I always tell journalists in the combat sports space. You got to be very careful, right? This is a different kind of business. Now, we know all athletes pay attention. They're reading the headlines if you didn't think they are. They're watching the videos, right? But they're listening to the podcast. But the thing is, you're going to eat your words. Like, if you come in with that BS, you're going to eat the words, man. I'm telling you right now. Because the one thing they're not going to do is let you get away with doubting them when they do something triumphantly, period. And you see Terence is doing his typical style like he does in the ring. He's being a sniper with whoever he has taken umbrage with in the audience. While Dan Raphael from ESPN is giving the man props, just do. Terence is saying, what are you going to say now? I don't know who he's talking to. But whoever he's talking to, he got a grudge and an axe to grind. And now he's like, What's up now?
What can you say?
Respectfully.
Any words?
Thanks.
I bet you did.
He said thanks. And you gotta love everything about this. This is one of the best soap opera dramas you've ever seen in boxing. See, Terence Crawford is starting to let you understand this is what he's been fighting for. He's not here for no games. He's been fighting for one thing and one thing only. Respect. Respect. He heard you. He doesn't have a personality. He doesn't have a deep resume. Even as he's racking up undisputeds, you said all this. And he said, you know what? You guys like Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you I'm that guy. He was your guy. He's getting the bigger purse. He's the one that everybody in Mexico loves. He's the poster child of the game right now. I'm going to come and boogeyman the game. Accomplished.
But I want to ask you one other thing about that.
Terence.
A lot of the conversation about the fight was you moving up 2 weight divisions. I wonder if you could describe, like, once you got in there, how did it feel in terms of fighting at that weight and the bulk that Canelo tried to put upon you?
I was stronger. I punched harder. And that was just it. You know, a lot of people put too much into me moving up in weight and things like that. But like I told y'all once before, Canelo is not a big guy. You know, he's a smaller guy fighting in a big weight class. You know,
I can attest to that. I worked Mayweather versus Canelo, and they asked me which room did I want to take in terms of the walkout, ring walk. I wanted Mayweather, but I had to go into Canelo's room a few times, mainly because I had to weigh him. When they do the weight of the day, when there's no rehydration clause, they want you to find out what they weigh today so they can put it on the screen for the commentators to have extra talking points. Cool. Well, when I did that, I noticed something about Canelo. He's not that big, right? He's not that big. So now that we know that he's not that big, and Terence Crawford is, yeah, he showed you. We're not going to even go no further than that. Terence Crawford has shown you who he is, what his name is. Hi, my name is, like Eminem. So at the end of the day, y'all have been blessed to see the best. He is the GOAT of the game. If you don't know that by now, you don't know nothing about boxing. My name is Rhett Butler. Frankly, I give a damn about boxing, and what Terence Crawford did last night was nothing short of a masterpiece, a boxing masterclass. Canelo's now had 2 masterclasses in boxing. One was Floyd, the second was Terence Crawford. Yo, that's a hell of a way to go. Please subscribe, like. It is Frankly Give a Damn. I am your guy, Rhett Butler. We outside.
Luxurious, tasteful, decadent, delightful, delicious. Gelato? Don't mind if I do. Jolie's plant-based gelato. Plant-based luxury, redefined.